Hey guys, welcome back. This is Force of Force StarCraft 2 Strategy, your number one location for step-by-step strategy and tutorial videos. Today we're going to be taking a look at a Protoss response to early game Marauder pressure. Now I definitely know a lot of Protoss players in all levels of play, and all of the leagues have been getting a lot of trouble from Terran early in the game due to Marauders. Now the reason for this being that Marauders are so very strong against early game gateway units. They're very strong against Zealots, Stalkers, and the Sentry as well. They can just kite Zealots around all day. Stalkers, they just do massive amounts of damage to, and will beat them one-on-one. And obviously they're strong against Sentries because they have low HP. But anyways, the point of this being that because that's so prevalent right now, what you're going to want to do is with some after scouting, get going for that fast robotics facility and pumping on an Immortal very quickly is going to be a good response to your opponent going early game Marauders. Immortals absolutely melt Marauders. They just do so much damage to them, and they take almost nothing in return as far as damage is concerned. So again, after scouting that out, you're going to be going ahead and pushing out with that robotics facility, chrono boosting that early Immortal, and countering after their initial attack. So taking a look at the build order here, going to be pretty basic stuff. Starting off with the 9 pylon is what we got, followed up with a 14, well it looks like 13 gateway, almost 14 gateway. So 9 pylon followed up by the 13 gateway, and then we're going to be looking at getting a 14 geyser as well, which should be right there, yep. So the 14 assimilator on the Vespian geyser there. And then after that point, go ahead and do your scouting. You could do scouting earlier, but as far as trying to get this stuff out as quickly as possible, it's always nice to have that extra mineral flow from that one probe. May not think it initially, but even that one probe definitely makes a difference. And a lot of when to scout has to do with when you want your production buildings out and how quickly you want to drop buildings before you move out. So we're moving out with the probe here, we're moving into the base. What we're going to be seeing, pretty standard opener for a Terran player. He's got his command center morphing into that orbital command right now. His first barracks is out pumping a marine, and we're looking at only one refinery. Now typically if we were going to see any sort of mech play or fast tech up into starports or anything, you would be seeing a second refinery right about now. Between halfway or when the orbital command is finished is when the second refinery would be dropped down for an average Terran player build. And now in not seeing that, we kind of can make the conclusion that either they're really screwing themselves over by not getting that second refinery right now, or that they just don't plan to get it in general. So in not seeing that second refinery and also seeing this tech lab here on this barracks, at that point we're going to go ahead and make the assumption that we're going to be seeing Marauders. It's going to either be Marauders or a Reaper, but Reaper's not going to do much at all, especially since we're going to be getting out our Stalker very shortly. So again, after that scouting information, we make the decision, okay, looks like Marauder, so what I'm going to do is get a robotics facility to respond to that Marauder and deal with that Marauder, and then hopefully push out and win with that Marauder. No, not win with that Marauder, win with that Immortal. I need to apologize, I'm a little tired today. Until these videos that I'm posting here on YouTube start paying for my bills, I have to work another job, unfortunately. And that job is bartending, and that puts me home very late at night. And I do still want to produce videos for you guys to see and give you guys new strategies to try out. So I did decide that even after a long night of work, I would come out and post a video for you guys to check out. So yeah, anyways, tangent over. Looking again at that build order here, we got the 9 pylon, then we followed that up with the 13 gateway followed by 14 assimilator. Second the gateway came up, we get that cybernetics core. After scouting information and seeing the probability of Marauders, we went ahead and dropped that robotics facility, and now we are chrono boosting out our Immortal. So right now it looks like, here we go, there's that push with the Marauders just as we expected. We got 1 Marine and 2 Marauders. We're going to try to dance around a little bit, try to keep our units alive until this Immortal comes out. Zealot's going to be moving forward because otherwise he's just going to get kited all day anyways, so might as well try to do some damage in the meantime. And here we go, Immortal's out, and just watch these Marauders disappear. Absolutely no chance whatsoever. Now at this point, we saw that he put so much emphasis into those Marauders with that early push. We're going to go ahead and push back, a little counterattack here, and see what we can do for damage. Now in this particular game, this does take out our opponent. That's not always going to be the case, but you know what, if your opponent continues to go for Marauders, as you can see, he was producing a couple more. This Immortal just wrecks them. I mean, you can look, his shields haven't even been dented, and that's because the Marauders haven't even tried attacking him, because they know they do absolutely no damage to him. Most likely your Terran player is going to go ahead and attack the units that they hopefully will be able to kill before the Marauder drops them, before the Immortal drops them. Again, I apologize, I'm tired. So pushing up with this Immortal here, I'm going to just be targeting these buildings, taking out this Marauder very quickly, as you can see. I'm gonna take out these Marines as well. I'm not gonna be as efficient at taking out the Marines. They don't do nearly as much damage to Marines as they do to Marauders. But yeah, I mean, this is a good game. Terran player calls it, because if you take a look, he's got nothing right now that's gonna be able to deal with this Immortal. He's got a couple Marines coming out, but they're gonna be popping out one at a time. That's not gonna do much. Another Marauder coming out of there. And by the time, actually, this one wouldn't even finish building by the time the Immortal is done whacking on that barracks. The Marauder wouldn't even be out. Taking back a look in our base here, another Immortal is coming out, rallied to his base, and yeah, I mean, there just wasn't much the Terran player could have done about that. Just want to get rid of that name spam right there. So yeah, just one quick overview. Basic opener with the 9 pylon, followed by a 13 gateway, 14 assimilator. Once the gateway's done, we're dropping the cybernetics core, and this is pretty usual for Protoss versus Terran anyways, because usually versus Terran you do want to get that early stalker, because they are very good against any sort of Marines that you're going to have to deal with. They are also very good against any Reapers that you may end up seeing in your base, which can be incredibly annoying. So getting that cybernetics core right after the gateway is pretty usual, not necessarily needing any scouting information for making that decision. And then after getting the scouting information, after seeing the probability of Marauders, is when we drop to that robotics facility, and then pushing out with a chrono boosted Immortal, and that's that. So again, guys, this has been for StarCraft 2 Strategy. Please do stay tuned for more videos. Keep watching and keep owning, guys.